Hey there, soap fans. Welcome back to the channel where we break down all the drama, twists, and shocking moments from The Young and the Restless. And trust me, today's topic is a big one. Phyllis and Sharon, two longtime rivals with a complicated past, have suddenly found themselves trapped in a terrifying situation. They've been kidnapped and locked away at the Havenhurst Psychiatric Facility, but the biggest mystery isn't just how they got there, it's who put them there and why. Could this be someone from their past seeking revenge, or is there an even bigger twist coming our way? Stick with me as we break down all the clues, possible suspects, and wildest fan theories. And hey, if you love all things Young and the Restless, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell. You don't want to miss what happens next. Phyllis Summers and Sharon Newman wake up in a dark, abandoned psychiatric hospital, confused and scared. The room is cold, the walls cracked, and eerie music plays over a speaker. Before they can even figure out what's going on, a distorted voice comes through. You two have been running from your past for too long. Now it's time to face it. Immediately, Phyllis assumes this is somehow related to Sharon's past mental health struggles, blaming her for their predicament, but Sharon isn't having it. What if someone thinks Phyllis needs help instead? Their bickering only adds to the tension, but the real clue isn't in their fighting, it's in the music playing over the speaker. The song Misty Moon by the Sunset Sound seems to hit Phyllis hard. She freezes, looking disturbed, but refuses to say why. Sharon quickly realizes that this song is important. It's a clue about their captor, but Phyllis won't talk. Could it be someone from her past? And more importantly, if Phyllis knows something, why isn't she saying anything? Now, let's talk about the most likely suspects behind this terrifying abduction. The first and most obvious suspect is Jeremy Stark, the dangerous con man who once worked with Phyllis to fake her own death. Their partnership went terribly wrong, and in the end, Phyllis killed him in self-defense. But let's be real, this is The Young and the Restless, where death is never really the end. Could Jeremy have survived somehow? Maybe he faked his death and has been plotting the ultimate revenge on Phyllis ever since. But why take Sharon too? That's where things get tricky. Maybe Jeremy blames Sharon for not exposing Phyllis' scheme sooner, or believes she was part of his downfall in some way. Or maybe he's just making her suffer for fun. Another strong possibility is Patty Williams, who has a history of mental instability and dangerous obsessions. She has crossed paths with both Phyllis and Sharon, and let's not forget she has a psychiatric hospital connection. Patty has a twisted sense of justice, and maybe she sees this as some kind of lesson for them both. Could she be punishing Phyllis for years of manipulation and scheming while also making Sharon pay for past betrayals? Then there's the theory that this has nothing to do with Sharon at all and is all about Phyllis. Let's focus on Phyllis' reaction to the song for a second. That song isn't random, it means something to her. So what if this isn't about Sharon? What if this is about someone Phyllis hurt years ago? A former lover, business rival, or even an old friend who wants revenge. Maybe they feel like Phyllis ruined their life and now they're making her suffer. And what if Sharon was taken only to make things worse for Phyllis? Maybe the captor knows that Phyllis and Sharon have a tense relationship and wants to push Phyllis to her breaking point. The song lyrics talk about loss, regret, and being haunted by the past. That sure sounds like someone who feels like Phyllis abandoned or betrayed them. Could this be a brand new villain or a forgotten character from Y R history? What if this isn't Jeremy, Patty, or anyone we expect? What if this is someone completely unexpected, a shocking new villain introduced into the Y and R world? The fact that David Pressman has been cast in a mystery role makes this even more interesting. Could he be playing the captor? A psychologist with a dark obsession? A man from Phyllis' past with unfinished business? Whoever he is, one thing's for sure, this isn't random. This is calculated, personal, and deeply connected to Phyllis and Sharon's past. Now that Phyllis and Sharon are trapped together, they have no choice but to work as a team. But can they actually trust each other? Phyllis is stubborn and refuses to acknowledge the song's meaning, while Sharon is desperately trying to figure out who's behind this. They can't afford to waste time fighting, but we all know their history. At some point, the captor is going to make their next move. Will they reveal themselves? Will they force Phyllis and Sharon to make an impossible choice? And what if one of them gets a chance to escape but has to leave the other behind? Could Phyllis betray Sharon to save herself, or will they find a way to break out together? Michelle Stafford recently said in an interview, this story takes Phyllis and Sharon to places they've never been before. It's intense, it's raw, and it forces them to confront things they never wanted to face. Filming this was like doing our own little psychological thriller. Meanwhile, Sharon Case joked about how often Sharon gets kidnapped, saying it's like my fourth or fifth abduction at this point. Sharon's almost an expert at this. But she also said something really interesting. What's fascinating is how this experience changes both of them. You see them go through every possible emotion, fear, anger, desperation, but you also see them work together in a way we haven't seen before. This tells us that Phyllis and Sharon's relationship is about to change in a major way. Will they come out of this as allies, or will they be even bigger enemies than before? One thing is clear: Phyllis and Sharon need to figure out who is behind this before it's too late. Could it be Jeremy Stark returning from the dead? Is Patty Williams pulling the strings? Or is this someone from Phyllis' past with a serious grudge? Maybe it's a completely new villain, setting up a huge long-term storyline for the young and the restless. Now, I want to hear from you. Who do you think is behind Phyllis and Sharon's kidnapping? Do you have any wild theories we haven't considered? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'll be reading and responding to as many as I can. And don't forget, if you love the young and the restless, make sure to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications. We've got even more huge Y and R updates coming soon, and trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next. Until next time, keep watching, keep guessing, and stay dramatic.